Hello, everyone. How are you? This is so much fun. April, do we have any sound issues?
I hear you just fine.
How about you, Cameo? Any playback?
I hear you. I hear everybody just fine. I'm getting it stuck on my thing.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet, a Cookie Snack Attack, and we're going to go over to the middle of the screen. That is Cameo Robinson from CR Confections, and let's go over a little further. And we have April Kolanchick of Sweet and Saucy Life tonight. How is everybody?
It's good to see everybody.
April, can you see all the comments? All the ladies are jumping on. I'm just going to pop some of these up real quick. They all wanted to be able to say hello to you all. Hey, Miss Cynthia. Hey, Julie, we're glad you made it tonight. Now, this is my friend Jennifer. Ladies, if you need any links dropped, if you'll just say out loud what you need dropped, she is a link hound. She will drop that in there in a hot minute, okay? Hey, Robin. Haven't you been looking forward to this? The chatter in the group was all good, ladies. They were excited you were coming into the group tonight for this.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Let's see. And Doggy Bag Biscuits, that's actually April. She makes doggy cookies, but she cookies with us. She just does it for four-legged people.
Oh my God. That is
Janie's here. Bobby's here. Ladies, everyone that's watching in the comments or over in the comments, can you let us know if you can hear all of us okay? You can see everything okay? Because my word, we have pulled off 3 people live in a live stream with no reverb and no feedback. I'm going to be so happy.
and all the cameras work and they all talk to each other and the internets all work.
We just had a big win already. We haven't started. Hey, Cynthia. Hello, Miss Maggie. Let's see. Kirsten, skip the house cleaning. It's time to cookie, girl. Hang out with us for a bit. Now, bonjour, y'all. Facebook user, please tell me who you are because StreamYard must not know your name, but please drop me another comment. We want to say hello. Let's see. It sounds like everything's good over here, guys. Hey, Kat, how are you doing? Miss April, I could not stream it over to your page. So if you want to put it over to Sweet and Saucy, you can share it.
Gotcha.
Or maybe one of the ladies can share it, and we'll just give them a couple more minutes to get on here with us. Cameo, you've shared? You're all good?
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. All right. Hey, Tracy. Well, guys, what we're going to do tonight is have some fun. We enjoy doing these box reveals, and Cameo and I both get these boxes called Cookie Life Box from April. And April, do you want to tell them real quick a little bit about the box and about the VCC and about Sweet and Saucy Life?
Sure. So the Cookie Life box came about because I teach the Virtual Cookie Club and have for 3.5 years, almost 4 years now. And we do tutorials, but people kept asking, what are your favorite products? What are your favorite products? What are your favorite products? And I can send everybody to our website and have just links to everybody else's businesses. But then there was more questions. It's like, okay, there's all of these things, but now how do I use them? And, what goes together? And there's the overwhelm of, especially if you're a new cookier, of what goes with what. And maybe you don't know about all of these different shops, because even if you've been a cookier for a hot minute, it's really hard to keep track of all of these shops and finding shops and knowing which ones, have really great quality products. Mm-hmm. And then a step further of when you're buying 3D cutters, you're not quite sure. This is something I hear all the time. I don't ever know what size to get.
That's right.
And even if the cutter shop does their absolute best to explain the process of how they decide their sizes, I am one of those people that always got one size wrong because I either didn't read the thing right or I just I'm just going to get, the 3.5 inch on all of them. Well, that doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't.
That we would try to take all of that guesswork out so we could deliver you guys a box every month of cohesive items that can be worked together and have all the tools that you need to make a beautiful set of cookies. And make sure that we make sure to do the extra work to make sure that the cutters are all a cohesive size, and also kind of like find out new products, because sometimes we hear about new products before other people do, and because we've built relationships with different companies, so we kind of know what's coming down the pipeline, and we can try to get those into the boxes for you guys.
The new stuff.
Yes. And also it's one of those things where it's like, I hear this over and over again. People get something in the box. It's like, I never even knew this product or tool existed. Or I didn't think that this isn't something that I would normally buy for myself, but now I continually grab for this one item.
That's right.
And then also, I am not someone that feels like I need to have every single product out there.
Lord, I wish that was me, April, because I need an intervention, like quick.
Hey, I love it. Everybody has their thing. And for me, I like to run a really lean business. So if I can keep my expenditures down, then I can do other things, or I can feel a little bit less stressed financially.
I like it even when people send me stuff and say, show this. I like stuff to just show up as a surprise at the door.
Yes. So we look at that when we're choosing and curating these products, like what products and cookie cutters can we put in this box that's going to give you more bang for your buck, and cutters that you're going to be able to use over and over and over again, and try to give you guys ideas for flips and things like that. I'm just not a one and done cookie cutter person. So that is like the whole encompassing of how and why the Cookie Life box came about.
So how long has the box been out?
It'll be 2 years in November?
I think almost. I didn't join right away, but I've been getting boxes for a little over a year. There's no duplicates. Have you had any duplicates ever in the 2 years?
No. We work really hard to keep track of what we put in every box. But we also know that there's people that come along the way that maybe hear about the box later on. And we do have some product that we have in stock, and you can buy those past boxes as well. Just like the box that you guys are showing tonight, we have, we're giving away 2 boxes tonight to new people. We'll give 2 boxes away to whoever's watching, and I don't care how you pick them. I'll let you pick them. Okay. And then we have 6 other boxes, and I think that's it that we have left of this box. But because we buy so far in advance, we have a set number of subscribers that we hold those boxes for. But sometimes we increase our box quantities, and that's what we did this month. So we have some extras.
And your box normally ships very beginning of the month, right?
Yes. It always shops before by the 4th of the month.
Okay. So anybody that subscribes or signs up, it's going to be an early in the month box giveaways. Yeah. They love giveaways, April.
Oh, doesn't everybody? They're the best.
Yes.
I was going to say, is there anybody that doesn't like giveaways?
Yeah, don't give me anything for free.
I don't want it. You can keep it. It's okay.
No, you know what?
We do only ship in the United States. So that's the only thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hello. So April, Jennifer dropped a link in for the Cookie Life box. Is that where they subscribe for the box?
Yes, you can subscribe through that link, and I'll put in a link here in just a few minutes for this exact box that you guys are showing. If you're wanting this exact box, then it'll have a special link, and there's 0 commitment. There's no subscription to the box that you guys are showing tonight. But if you want to subscribe for future boxes, that's the link that you'll use.
And don't you still have a discount if they do like packages, so to speak, like multiple months?
Yes. So you can see right through that link, we have different discounts. If you do an annual subscription, it's like getting your shipping for free the entire year. That's like the absolute best deal that we have. And then you can do a combo of that with I guess it's only fair if Amy's hosting it, that Amy can put in her discount code and you'll get an additional discount on that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should drop. Do you have that? Maybe you can drop that in this in the
I'll
comments.
put it in. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. That's so funny.
So yeah, no, it's really fun. We have some really good boxes. Well, I always get excited about the boxes. It's like shopping every month, right?
Right. So see, you found a way to make your shopping addiction everyone else's benefit.
I know, right?
I love it.
Well, and I get one of everything too. So
how long have you been getting the boxes?
Me? What, a year and a half? I feel like I got the first box.
I don't know.
I've absolutely loved every single one of them. I think I say it every month. I'm like, oh my God, this is my favorite. And like April, it's just the fact that it's not duplicated. There have been several tools, and I just thought of like the Borderlands dauber tool. Like I didn't know that tool even existed. Yeah. And I've been cooking for a while. So the fact that I didn't know that, you know, it was there, it's just nice sometimes to have those products. And then I talk about a lot. It's just nice to get something for yourself some of the time. And I know April does a really great job of like, there's always something in the box that is for you as a person and not you as a cookier. And it's just nice to have that little like monthly gift kind of, and you just kind of, it makes you feel good. You're like, okay, this is nice to have for me as a person.
Yeah. So. And I like a lot of the gifts, I've been using them for photo props. Like we got that really cool I love cookie sign. And then what we got the garland at 4th of July. Those, I love anything that's extra. And the tea towels, I always try to work them in. And I think, April, this is from one of your boxes, right? Yeah. That's fine. And then also, didn't I get my water pen from you? The one you fill with the, and it's got the really soft, I didn't even know those existed, and I use them all the time. So I kept the special packaging so they wouldn't get ruined because I'm a little rough on my stuff. Well, okay. So Cameo, you know, I took my box to the store. I don't have everything. So you do the box unveiling. Okay. And guys, it's okay to ask questions tonight. If you want to drop any comments over there, they can see what you're typing from any of the platforms tonight. Okay.
Sweet.
So this month's box, the August box, was Life's a Beach. So it had a bunch of stuff in it that had to do with beach and fun and ocean and water. So we got 4 cutters. So all from Sinful Cutters, which if you don't know about Sinful Cutters, probably one of the better cutter places that are out there. And she's also the one who, like Amy was holding up her detail brush. She also has the detail brushes. She has a lot of stuff. I've ordered from her since the time I started cooking. So we got little flippers. We got a cute little snorkel. Sorry, it's kind of small.
Cute.
And then we got a water gun and a little coconut drink. So cute. Normally, I'm pretty good about being able to flip these things and tell you what else you can do with them.
Did you have trouble this month?
But that's okay. That's all right. No big deal. But yeah, there's not, I mean, I guess you could flip some of them. I thought like this could be like a Wizard of Oz cookie, and it could be like the city in the background, like a futuristic city in the background. So, you know, I'm just kind of weird like that. But I still like the cutters. I still know I can use them at some point in time.
I thought
we got a fun.
Those flippers, I thought those flippers would be a cool fan. You know, the little fans you pop out. I thought it would be a cool fan, especially if you use that parchment technique to make it look like a cupcake liner. I thought that would be cute on that one.
Or
and it could be a cake
for Halloween.
Oh yes, it could be 2 ghosts, April.
Oh, 2 ghosts. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you, April.
Or it could even be if you have like it's always hard to find cutters and stuff for guys. I feel like it could be duck feet for the hunters.
Yes,
could be.
Or dinosaur feet or something like that.
And Jen is saying Christmas trees. You could make Christmas trees out of that. But now that I've seen 2 ghosts, that's all I can see.
So I'll be doing that on my 31 days of Halloween. Thanks, April. Appreciate that.
Great. That's fantastic. What about the Nerf gun looking one? What do you think about that one?
That's what I was thinking is Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Nerf gun or water gun.
What about the other way, Cameo? Like the handle part up.
Like upside down?
Yeah, like that. Does that look like a shopping cart?
Kind of. It looks like a toilet, but whatever.
Or a recliner.
Oh my God. So funny.
I may not have been the best one to put on this live, just so that y'all know.
All I can see is like
awesome.
like a speed racer shopping cart, you know, like to do an Amazon cart or something.
Sure.
A sleigh.
One of those scooters
a
that you see. Yeah.
A sled. Yep, I can see that now. Good. So look, April,
One of those
some Halloween.
It could be one of those
Christmas.
like lift chairs that lifts you into the bathtub or lifts you up a set of stairs. I mean,
it's so good for like.
We're gonna all need those later, so get ready.
You're
crazy.
Like
the idea of like a horse-drawn sleigh, like a two-seater sleigh.
Yes,
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah,
and you could even like just cut off just those little knob things, and that would work too. But yeah, and you could have the reindeer out the front, and you could use licorice as reins.
Turbos underneath it.
Oh yeah, elf. It could be like the elf sled.
Yes, I see that.
There we go.
All right, what was the other one that was in there? Because I didn't bring my cutters back to the cookie studio.
Okay, so you had the coconut drink.
Now that one, don't you think you could do a cool wedding floral on that?
Sure.
You can put a floral on anything, I feel like.
I was going to say, you heard me last night in class, like you can put florals on everything. You don't have to worry about what shape it is. It covers it up.
I think if you did if you turn it one more quarter turn and did your circle off to the side, you have a nice area that you can do some angled writing, like bride and groom name or something, and then you can have your florals.
Sure.
I think that would work for sure. Jen, what's this link for, hun, that you just popped in there? Type below what that's for so they'll know. All right. What else was in there, Cameo?
The snorkel.
Okay. Did we talk about that?
Sir, no. I mean, I thought it could be like a butterfly or like a dragonfly. Like if this were the body, or this was the body and it had the antenna going up and then it had a wing. It could be a butterfly.
Or a bird, or it could be a hockey puck and a hockey.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, that would be so cute.
It could be the green. You could have the green with the golf club.
Visuals, you guys. This is the card. I don't think I'm showing any discounts. This is the card that came with the actual cutters to give you an idea of what to do. But then we, the people that are obsessed with cookie cutters, we like to flip them. You know, we're into dual purpose cutters and one cutter for multiple seasons. But then when you look at it, you don't really notice it's the same cutter. That's the really fun ones, right? When you're showing people. And then we got this too, right, Cameo? This was in there.
Yep. So then you got your silicone mold.
Love these.
Yeah, you guys know how much I love this. So
I'm so addicted to these. And Cameo is going to tell you guys about edible clay tonight too, right?
Yep.
When we get there.
Yep.
Cartoon character Allison saying on that coconut. Let's see if we got golf. Yeah, I did see golf in that one, like doing the flag. I thought that would be cool. So Father's Day, April, you just took us to another holiday. The water pin. I'm really worried about you, Cameo, because you just said toilet and you said motorized wheelchair.
I know. So guess what I'll be doing this weekend? I'll be making a toilet and a motorized chair.
You don't need
a motorized toilet.
Or a motorized toilet.
Tracy wants you to make the toilet motorized.
I know.
It's hilarious.
I bring it down a whole notch. Like it's up here. Y'all were up here taking the high road, and Cameo just like sucks it straight down. Like a toilet, straight down. Anyway, we also got a cookie count stencil. I mean, if you've been around for any amount of time, you know cookie count stencils are fantastic, fabulous quality.
I don't have this one, and I wanted it, and I put it in my shopping cart, and I keep forgetting to go back and get it. And I'm so excited about what I'm going to do with this one tonight.
I'm going to do some marble. Like
that's what I was going to say.
A marble back, like you were talking about weddings, like a marbled background. I needed that last weekend, and I should have opened the box.
Yeah, I'm gonna do water with mine because I'm going like Caribbean on my cookie tonight. I'm gonna go Caribbean teal. But wouldn't that be pretty for the marble, like white and black?
White and black or gray with some gold.
Yes.
I also thought it kind of looked like, you know how the desert when it cracks?
Yep.
That it could go that way. It could even go like an animal skin of some sort, like a reptile or a dinosaur.
Well, I thought on a pot, if you're making a plant, a pot would look really cool.
Yes.
Look like crack.
My gosh. Can you see that with some of that potting soil that I showed him how to make that add-on potting soil earlier in the year? That would be great. Cameo, this question is definitely in your lane.
Yep, I see that.
Will you tell him? We'll come back to that in just a second. Like Frankie.
Yeah. So I'll explain what. I know, right? Oh my gosh.
That's so
funny.
So
edible
Cameo, you're gonna have to post it. You're gonna have to post it. So guys, what we're gonna do is Cameo, did you drop a link in? And if not, Jen can do it for you for CR Confections. And would you tell them about the your cookie club and when the doors open in April? You should tell them when the VCC doors open again too.
So I am a little different from these two ladies. I don't use royal icing. I use glaze icing. So if you don't know what glaze is, it's just powdered sugar, corn syrup, and water. So it doesn't have any meringue powder in it. And so I use that. It still acts as royal, or, to some degree acts as royal. But I am a little different. So I do have a club because I feel like there's really not a whole lot out there for us glazers. There's not very many places for us to get information and to figure out how to actually work the glaze because it is different. So I created a club. It's just a monthly club. We're pretty laid back. We're pretty supportive. It's a fun club, but I'm not, like I said, it's pretty laid back. And every month you get a magazine at the beginning of the month that gives you all of the materials that you need, options that you could have if you don't have those materials. I give you links to buy stuff, but then I tell you how you can not have to buy it and you can use other things you already have. So I'm kind of like April. I don't feel like I need to spend, a lot. So I try to keep it pretty streamlined.
So then I'm really bad then because I give them all the stuff they can buy. And then I say, but if you don't want that, you can use this, right? But I'm always telling, I'm the enabler in our group. I'm the big enabler. So when sales come up, I post it. But the requirement is,
it's just your own teaching style. I mean, I feel like I want to make sure when I started out, I didn't have a lot that was accessible to me. And of course, when I started out, it was like April, and you've been doing cookies for a while too, Amy, there just wasn't a whole lot out there. Now there's a lot, but a lot of it's still paid. And I understand mine's paid too, but I try to keep the cost down. And in order to do that, it's a pretty laid back group. You get the magazine and tell you what to do. And then 2 days out of the month, we jump on for a couple of hours and I show you how to make the cookies. I show you the tips and techniques. We try new things. Of course, I don't have my cookies because they're sitting over there, but whatever. So we just try new things. I ask the ladies what they want to do, if we want to try something different. But it's just a lot of fun, and it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, it's not terrible expensive. I tried to charge the right thing.
Both of your club prices are super reasonable. I really feel like both of them are very good. And the glaze, you guys, for the people that are in the Cookie Snack Attack group, glaze is fantastic if you have those people that have egg allergies. That's one thing that's super about it. It does have totally different properties. It sets up differently. But the thing that attracted me to it was watching Cameo do a cookie where she put that cable knit texture mat on it. And it came out for me, because y'all know I have trouble with my wrist sometimes when I do too much. So watching that and seeing how fancy you could get those cookies around the holidays really quickly if you just did an organized setup for letting it sit 4 hours and then going back to it, I was hooked. It definitely has a place, and you should learn about it and edible clay for sure.
Yeah, and that's kind of what that's how I've always approached glaze. I don't ever want people to transfer over. I'm not looking to say glaze is better, but I definitely think it's an icing you should have in your back pocket. If you are a business and you make DIY kits, Glaze is fantastic because you don't have to put meringue powder with it. You can still, most of the time, create the same cookies as long as they're pretty simple with your DIY kits. It's just a nice thing. There's nothing in it that goes bad. Not that there is in Royal either. It just is a little bit easier to use in that situation. So I always say it's just nice to have that in your back pocket. Again, if somebody's like, I'm vegan, I need a vegan recipe. Yeah, this is vegan. It works well.
And there's a huge growing market for that. Like I don't do that because I can't certify. I don't have a certified gluten-free kitchen, and I don't do any of the specialties. In fact, when people ask me, I tell them everything is fully loaded because I do cakes and I do cupcakes and I do cookies and we do brownie bars and all that kind of stuff. It would be impossible for me to do the specialty. But if anybody's out there watching and wants to know something to get into that would be profitable, that people are willing to pay for, you got it right there in spades.
And vegan cookies, you don't have to have that. I mean, vegan is a choice. So I know there's people who have egg allergies, so this is a totally different topic than that. So please don't take what I'm about to say and be like, I said, no, I did it. Like vegan is different. It's a choice. So I make vegan cookies, I offer vegan cookies because I can do that in my kitchen. It's not an allergy as long as it's not an allergy, as long as it's a choice, like a food choice, then I feel like that's okay. But yes, if you're going to go into something, going into a technically like certified thing, definitely is a good thing.
People really want that right now. So listen, April, you got to tell them about VCC, but maybe what we'll do, because we're not actually treating this like full-on tutorials tonight. We're just going to decorate live while we all chat. So Cammy and I are just going to get started on some cookies, and maybe you can tell us about VCC. And then I forgot, but you should also drop a link in for your magazine so that the ladies know that they can submit photos and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then y'all, I'm just gonna start decorating. And I'm using, guys, for me tonight, I'm going to concentrate on the airbrushing, and I'm going to be using the fondant mat because I'm just totally channeling mermaids and beach right now because I have a mermaid class releasing in the next couple of days if all the uploads go okay. And that's at the end of the month. So my brain's not coming off mermaid. So I'm going this route. Okay. And Cameo is actually going to use some specific cutters from the box. And if we have time, I'm going to come back and do these. Although really, I can only see them this way now. For
ghosts, that's all I can see now.
All I can see.
I was just laughing at Allison's comments because that's 100% me too. I 100% eat everything, anything, nothing. Nothing is off limits right now. Nothing.
That's so funny. So I'm gonna show you guys on this cookie what I did on the cookie. I'm gonna pull out and actually airbrush on. So watch that. And April, you take it now. It's all yours.
Sure. So I had kind of mentioned before that I have the virtual cookie club. It is strictly tutorial based. So there's no product involved with that. It's kind of pull what you have from your arsenal. I do supply like a supply list. I do not cover glaze because I am not the glaze person. Cameo is the glaze person for sure. It is not. That's what's so great about, I feel like, the cookie community is everybody has their thing, you know, and it's just kind of like picking and choosing what is going to be best for you or your hobby and your business or your personality or your learning style. There's literally somebody for everything. And so in the virtual cookie club, like I said, we've had it for about, I think, 3.5 years at this point. So I have a library of tutorials that members have access to, and we add to it every single month with new classes. Every once in a while, in the fact of maybe twice a year, I double it down with products from the Cookie Life box because we seem to have a lot of people that love both. So it's kind of both, best of both worlds. But just like Cameo, when I'm going through things, and whether you're an advanced person or someone who is brand new to cookies, maybe you don't have all of the tools and all the things and the gadgets and everything that some of the more advanced people have just starting out. So when we're going through the class, I kind of break down, okay, if you don't have this or you don't have this cookie cutter, then use this. Or if you don't have this tool or supply, then try this. Or I kind of think it's kind of funny because this is what I always think of. You know, when you guys watch those like workout videos and they have like the person been doing it for like 10 years and they're going at it and they're like, well, if you need the abbreviated version, then do this. Well, that's what we do too. It's like, listen, if you don't want to go and do this extra step, don't worry about it. It's going to still look great. You can still do it. Or if you're like cranking out cookies for an order and you don't want to add another 5 minutes onto each cookie that you decorate, then skip this step.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to challenge yourself, then try this next step. So I love it's kind of like a choose your own adventure sometimes. If you want to try hand painting,
did y'all ever read those books when you were kids where you picked your own ending? Yes. All the time.
Yes, I love those things. So that's what I love about that. And just the community that we have is absolutely astounding. I love that whether you're brand new and you're afraid to ask questions inside of a group because maybe in other free groups, people haven't received you as well, asking you questions.
The groups.
Or, you know, you've been doing cookies for 10 years and you're still in the same group because we can always learn from each other, right? And if you are someone that's teaching classes and, you know, running your own business, I want to challenge you that if you get annoyed with beginner questions, then those are the questions you really need to be paying attention to. So those can help you become a better teacher or a better instructor or a better business owner because now you know what the questions are that your customers would have or your clientele and your classes. So, but even if you are a beginner and you're like, this is a stupid question, there is no stupid question in our group.
Right.
No.
That's what I love is that nobody's going to be like, oh my gosh, you didn't already know that.
No, and I will say, like, I think all of our clubs are nice in that way. Like, that's what I love the most about mine is I just love that you can be a beginner or an advanced person and you're still going to get questions from both sides and you're still going to have moments of, what do I do? How do I do that again? I totally forgot.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I've found probably about darn near every day because we do things so differently. Maybe the way I've been doing things for 5-6 years isn't necessarily the best way to suit me. And somebody else came to it in a different way. And it's like, I'm going to do it like she did it now because that's so much easier than the way I've been doing it. So that's what I love is the collaboration, the community involved, and just the fun to have like-minded in the fact that we all like cookies in a group. So
I like the ability to boot people that are not pleasant from the group. I feel very powerful.
You've had to boot someone from your group?
Only one, but they know I'm no drama. We have a no drama policy. You can have dramatic cookies. You just can't be dramatic in your personality in the group and not be negative towards other people. Right. So they all know if I have to boot you, I boot you. So, you know, I'll still communicate with you, but you can't go at other people. Right. Because the whole point is to help people grow.
Right.
And April, you've said this a lot of times that a lot of people have come to cookieing because it's helped them some way mentally, almost like therapy, literally, right?
Yes.
So you really you have a responsibility in a lot of this stuff to make sure, it's a private space, it's protected space. Like it's never just a cookie. When you're looking at someone that's cookieing now that never cookied before, it's really never just a cookie. That's not how they got to cookieing in most cases, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people came to cookieing during the pandemic. And frankly, we're probably still the sanest people. And the people that didn't find something to do like this, right? Who knows where their mental health's going to be? Maybe in Cameo's toilet.
I mean, let's be honest. It seems like right now some are, but I digress.
I think that's why that's on your mind tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Let me tell him one thing. And
I didn't have to yell at anybody at drop off or pick up today. So it was a good day. I didn't have to yell or go to jail today. So it was a good day.
It's a good day. All right, guys, I'm just going to tell you really quickly. I just used a cookie I already had cut out. This cutter's not from the box, but I just on camera, you could see how I put this together. I did a little sand. I used some of the bling that's in your mermaid boxes. For those of you who bought mermaid boxes, I used a little bit of bling along the shore. And then I went teal tonight and I did some white with it and did swirls because I wanted that underneath my stencil. So earlier today, I did this cookie, which is much larger, but I did a beach look on a large plaque cookie. I just wanted you to see that you can use what you have if you want to do something like this. And then, of course, I had to work in some sugar art, right? This is Brilliant Sparkle. Oh, there we go. Can you see it? Brilliant Sparkle, Sterling Pearl. I love this stuff. And you know, there's some diamond dust going on here. So I'm going to move this one to the side. I just wanted you to see how we got there and see how cool it looks on two different shapes. Okay. And Cameo, I'm digging that swimsuit big time.
I know, isn't it cute?
Yeah.
And is it blue or teal?
Yeah, I've had a couple people ask over to the side. Yes, I am using glaze. I don't use anything else but glaze. So every cookie that you see from me is all glaze. But yeah, so all glaze. I'm doing the snorkel and the swimsuit. The swimsuit was not in there. The swimsuit is a cutter by Bull Fox, I think. She's the engineer that turned cookier, and her cookies are very like.
Wait, who's that?
Aesthetically pleasing. Whole Fox, HOL_FOX.
Okay.
So when you see her cookies, you can tell she's an engineer. Like right away, you can see that that's what she did for a job. But yeah, I really like her. Her cutters are nice as well. They're nice, sturdy cutters.
It's so fun though when you look at people's cookies and then know what their background is, right? Who is it? Angela Nino is actually graphic artist at some point, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Andy Kirky Cookies. Is that her last name?
Kierkegaard.
Yeah. She Kirkgard or something. I don't know. You probably know April.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
She has an art background, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's just neat to see because you can see.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, and when
can you tell I was a teacher for 10 years? Does that show through?
Yes. Yes, you can. You teach very well, Cameo.
Of little children, of little babes.
Well, it went well.
I cannot imagine going back to teaching right now. I do not have the patience. I don't know how I did it for 10 years. I don't know how.
I worry about my friends that are teachers right now. They're going through a lot.
I don't know. So I did glaze. So one of the biggest things with glaze that I kind of said it's different is that it takes longer to dry. Royal icing, you can put in a dehydrator and it dries fairly quickly. Even if you want to go to the next step and add details, it goes really quickly. Glaze is not like that. There are ways around it, and you can try to put a fan on it. You can try to dehydrate it, but you just have to learn how to play with it. That's what you just have to learn what your schedule is. I've definitely figured out what works for me, and actually just kind of changed everything not too long ago when I did a little experiment with craters, because glaze has craters like crazy. And I finally got tired of it. And I did a little experiment and figured out how to avoid craters. So that totally changed everything that I did. But it does take longer. So these will have to set, if I want to do anything else to them, they'll need to set for a good couple of hours before I can put anything else on them. The reason being, which is a great thing at one point, but not a good thing in another, glaze loves to go with itself. Like if glaze is if there's a dot next to another dot of glaze, it just like sucks together. It's like magnets.
Like to marry up.
Yes, and they go smooth, so that's great. That's why it's a great icing, because it just goes smooth. You notice I don't have to shake my cookies. I don't have to do anything to them. It just goes smooth.
And don't you have a glaze recipe in your in the group? Or
it's on YouTube. It's on my it's on my website. It's everywhere.
She does have one that's out there for free.
Yeah, and it's on my website and it's on YouTube. Yeah.
And you'll come back and tell them about edible clay too, right?
Yeah. And I'm getting there. So yeah, when you think about the details, when you're going to put, like, let's say you're going to put a ruffle on this, you don't want to put a ruffle on right now because it's just going to sink down into that swimsuit and it's going to look okay. But if you want it to stick up and you want it to have some dimension, you have to let it dry. So that's the biggest thing right there. So I have some already done, and There's the snorkel, same thing. And there's the swimsuit, same thing. So what I want to do to these tonight is I want to use edible clay. And edible clay is just a homemade fondant-like material. I will say it is basically buttercream. That's basically what it is. It is basically thickened up buttercream that you can then use like fondant. It's like, I mean, like you can see it has the same texture, all of that, like fondant does. You can roll it out. You can
fabulous.
Yeah. So like I said, it's buttercream. That's basically what it is. So it's going to taste great. And you can use it in those molds. So the fun little mold that we got, I already had it. So mine's.
You did?
Oh yeah. Come on. I don't know if there's a fondant mold or a silicone mold that I don't own. So you have other shopping. That's mine. Like mine's like, no. Oh, I need those 100 molds. No, you don't.
I'm not going to show you what's over here to the left. It's just bins and bins.
Oh, right here.
Because I used to use all this exclusively for cakes and cupcake toppers. So
Two
then
drawers.
when I started looking at people mixing mediums on cookies, I was like, oh, I have all this stuff already. This is great.
Did y'all just hear all my paintbrushes go everywhere?
Did they? Wait, y'all keep talking. I got to grab some magnets because my stencil holder, and it's my stencil holder because it's a smaller one, is too small for the cookie I made. So let me grab some magnets.
So I just make it in a big quantity and you can have the recipe. The recipe is on my website. Also, I also have a YouTube tutorial on it. It is originally from Pam Sneed, who is the owner and the runner of Cookie Crazy. She's no longer in public eye. Unfortunately, she's not doing very well. She has cancer. I can't remember what cancer it is. That's terrible. She is, I would say, like the glaze queen. She came up with all of this and put it all out there. And it's really sad that she's not being able to do that. So I want to make sure that you guys know that this was her recipe. I just took it and use it. I use it all the time. I make a batch of it and then I just cut it up into big chunks or, like a little bit bigger chunk than this. And I put it in the freezer. And then whenever I need it, I just take out a little chunk so that I don't have to take out the whole big block and I can keep it longer in the freezer. It does have butter in it. So you have to treat it like it has butter in it. So whatever you feel comfortable with butter-wise is how you should treat this. If you would not leave buttercream sitting out on the counter for 5 days, don't let this sit out on the counter for 5 days.
Right.
So I just kind of keep it in the refrigerator when I need it, in the freezer when I'm not using it, or when I know I won't need it for a while. But I tend to use it right away on my cookies and get them, out to the client. I feel like that's a good chunk of time. It does dry. It dries hard enough that you can package cookies. So I love it just because it's a nice thing to add instead of using fondant. So I don't have to tell people, hey, can you take off that bow or can you take off that? Because don't eat that. That's gross. But I don't have to do that anymore. So you can dye it. I've dyed this one green. I have pink and yellow in this bag. And I'm just going to use those tonight to do a couple different things. So I'm going to make the ruffle here on the swimsuit, and I'm actually going to make it like ruffled so that it will look like it's a ruffle. So
wait, did you pull out camera ready cookies when I walked away? Did you have?
Oh yeah. I'm already, what? This is not my first rodeo, Amy. Come on.
I missed it when I walked off. I was like, what is she about to do here?
And then for the snorkel, I'm going to make like the goggles, the outside of the goggles and the actual snorkel so that it looks like a snorkel, so that it looks like it has a hole in the top. The goggles will look like they're above the actual goggle lenses. So I just feel like some of the time using the edible clay just gives you that extra dimension without having to wait, 8 hours or whatever before I can add that next step. I can do this all pretty quickly. Okay. Can you paint on the clay? Yes, you can. We just did that last night in my club. You can paint on it. It does have butter, so it does have oil. So it takes a little while for the paints to kind of adhere to it, but it eventually does. Okay.
So this is a good question too. That edible clay, do you feel like it dries solid through and through like fondant once you put Tylo's powder in it, or does it crust on the outside and still soft kind of inside?
I feel like it's still kind of soft on the inside, but if you definitely let it sit out long enough, it's going to dry like rock hard.
And is it shelf stable once it's dried?
I am not the person to ask that question. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know my own personal feeling towards that is I make the shape, put it on the cookie, and get it to the client within, a 3-day stretch.
Gotcha.
That's basically how I feel about that. I mean,
Okay.
I don't use it a whole lot. If I had like a whole cookie that had it on there, I might tell them like, hey, put this in the refrigerator. But I'm just putting little details on there, and my cookies tend to, I feel like they're all for parties. So I feel like they're all being used like, right away. So yeah.
I'm breaking out the glitter for my crew here.
Oh, look at that. So I'm just going to work with the clay down here. I just have a couple tools that I just kind of work with. Obviously, I always work with like a mat, some sort of like silicone mat. Cornstarch, you kind of need cornstarch. You can use powdered sugar, but I don't like to get sticky. So that's a no. A fondant roller.
Cameo, my husband is a carpenter. He's a master carpenter. And that's one of the things he always says is he can't stand to get his hands dirty. Isn't that funny?
Hate it. I absolutely hate it. That's why I don't like dipping. You can dip cookies with glaze. I cannot dip cookies because I get so angry that my fingers are so dirty, and I don't like it.
I don't like how
I don't like the feel of it. Even if I wear gloves, I don't like the feel of it. I can't do it. I just can't.
April does a good job on her live. She does not stick her hand, elbows, fingers in the wet cookie icing as much as she used to. It's definitely
as much as she used to.
Yeah.
I just don't make it obvious on camera, is what it is. I still do. You just don't see it as much.
Oh, that's a lot.
So see how pretty, you guys? I did the white and the teal swirled underneath, and then I moved my stencil around so you can get those waves. Now I'm going to do a little brush embroidery because y'all know I love that. Okay, I feel like Cameo's already gone through 3 cookies, and I'm still on my.
No, I haven't. I've literally not even done one whole cookie yet.
Hey, you're beating me.
Glitter everywhere. Did you answered the question about painting on the clay, right?
Yep.
You can use anything on the clay that you use on fondant. It doesn't have to be the modeling chocolate paints.
Nope. I mean, they work really well. Like they work better. So it's better if you can use those, but I don't have those. So
wait, you do? You have something that works on chocolate because we got it in one of our boxes. Remember, we got Sugar Prism. Mm-hmm. So if you still have it, if you haven't used it all, it works on chocolate. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not dreaming that, am I?
It works on any edible surface.
What did that look like?
Huh? They were the little pouches.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Powder color. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have. So I had bought those a while back before the box because she said you could put them in your airbrush.
Yeah, you can airbrush.
I have not mastered that yet.
I haven't played with that because I'm too afraid I'll mess up my airbrush, but I need to just break down and do it because I see other people do it and it looks reasonably easy. Now, guys, I was going to get creative and mix my blue and my teal, but I'm liking how this looks. So this is one of those instances that we talk about all the time where there's enough on there. So I'm going to pull back and I'm going to do a little brush embroidery for some waves. And then I'm going to use my fondant mat to make some seashells. But I'm going to keep it all. This is like the perfect Floridian color scheme right here. When I lived in Florida, everything was like the shades of the tan and all of that, and the teal colors and white. That was the go-to all the time. And if you have this by Bako, when we got these when they were on sale, you guys, this Tinker Dust looks beautiful on here too. If you want to use some of that tonight.
So when you go to attach, like when I go to attach this little thing around the snorkel glasses, I like to put a little bit of icing down. It just helps to hold onto it. So it's not something that you can just lay on there and it will stick to your cookie because it won't. So you have to put some like glue down, which I just use icing.
I love how you did that snorkel mask.
I do too. I like that.
April, have you done a box reveal yet this month or done the cookies yet?
I haven't decorated them. I've already have like my set that I pre-decorated for photos.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to grab them and show you?
Do you have them? Yeah.
Yeah, let me grab them really quick.
Cameo, that looks so good.
I know, isn't that cute?
Yeah, so cute.
Only part I hate is it's really hard to connect it. So whenever I have to like, put this here.
I gotcha.
You see the line. And I tried everything today to not see the line, and you can't.
Well, when you do the breathing part, the tube or whatever, is there any way to hide it with like a joint?
Yeah, and so I put on my other one that I'll show you here in a minute, I did it over here. So tonight I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it over here so that maybe I can hide it. But it's really fun to work with. It's pretty moldable with your fingers. Like you can kind of, if you dent it or you accidentally touch it or, put a like line in it, you can just take your fingers and kind of buff it out. The heat from your fingers, I think, does that. But it just adds some like dimension to your cookie, and it's not going to taste gross. You know what I mean? Like this is a totally edible cookie, and it's not going to be terrible, Okay. So now to do the snorkel, I could roll another tube like I did that, but I don't want to. I tried that earlier, and it's a lot. So it's fine. It tastes great, but I'm going to roll this one out. And then when I lay that snorkel on top of that, I'm going to put a paintbrush under it so it like stays with the middle open. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We'll see.
I really like how that looks. It's really cute.
I love the pink.
I know, isn't that cute?
So I went with like the original design that Carrie had provided. So like the little insert that came in the box. Yeah. So I tried to duplicate.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, how cute is that?
So there is my little snorkel.
I love it. April, turn it to the side. It looks like it really has a lot of dimension too.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
So we
That's
kind of
adorable.
have like a ribby type look there.
Love that.
That's really cute, April. That's so adorable.
Everclear.
That's what I think is fun about. I know people are like, well, I want to know how to decorate them. That's where you put like the actual photos from the cutter shops on there, so you can see their design. So if you're brand new and you don't want to come up with new ideas, you can just copy straight from there.
Well, I think some people, when they kind of first start out, you think you have to recreate it and not use. I'm like, use what they drew it for you. They're selling you the cutter. Use what they gave you.
Exactly.
Like I have no problem with, and if that's wrong, then I'm wrong. But I feel like they're giving you the picture of it, so use that.
Yeah, exactly. And then here's the little flippers.
Oh, look at those little foot, and they match the little snorkel. So
those are adorable.
I did the little underwire underneath, so you can kind of see, maybe if I can get a glare just right, you can see that they're kind of raised.
Yeah, right there in the middle there.
Love it.
Yeah. I keep going the wrong direction. I'm backwards.
That's total Nerf gun colors right there too.
Right?
I know.
Yes, perfect.
So a lot of times I'll use the cutter to help me. So I just use the cutter to make. Basically, I don't care about anything else. I just want the snorkel.
I love that. Now, mine are like over a month old because
look
they've been
at that with the gun. That looks amazing.
That one was fun.
I like that.
And you could even use that stencil on that one. You could use the stencil on the water tank part to do that. That's cute.
That's smart. I like that idea. I mean, and you can always, maybe you're not going to use a water gun, but if you have like a policeman set or something like that, or a Wild West, you can always cut off that upper part if you don't want the water bottle on top.
Yep.
Or if you want to cut the water bottle off and you have two different, you can have a water bottle cookie cutter there too.
So cute.
Don't be afraid to like adapt your dough to fit whatever it is you want.
I cut off so much on cookie cutter some of the time to create other, like I'll cut off this Franken cookie something together, two different cookies together. I do that all the time.
Do you do that a lot? Like
all
obviously not on big orders that I have to do for the shop, but when I'm playing and designing stuff, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that one's cute, April.
That's the last one.
Oh, I love it.
Did you use a stencil on that umbrella?
On the umbrella? No, it was just wet on wet.
Oh, it's cute.
And then I used the parchment technique.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
We just did the parchment technique in my cookie club. I didn't know if it would work with glaze, but it worked just fine.
Yeah. So the stencil that came in the box, I used it to make this guy. Just a regular square.
Cute.
And put it into the pool.
I love it.
This is Life's Beach. And you can see all of the cookies on the listing for this exact box. And I think that the link has already been dropped in the comments. But you can see examples on all of it there too.
Let me see. Bit of clay with a bit of water on the snorkel. Okay, and she's connected it already, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Thank you for that. I didn't even think about doing that.
Snorkel and fins. All the cutters this month were from Sinful Cutters, right?
From Sinful, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you can grab them in the box or you can order direct from Carrie.
Perfect. I like that you have some left that are going to be one-off boxes.
Yeah, I think we have, I think maybe we have 5 left or something at this point. I haven't been watching very well. I'll get a notification when we sell out. But yeah, we can give 2 away. Do you want to give one away right now?
Yeah, you pick somebody. Just can you roll through the comments? Yeah, you pick somebody. Yeah, just pick somebody randomly.
Why don't we ask a question? Why don't we ask a question and then we'll pick out of the question the answers.
All right.
The only thing is you have to be in the United States. Your shipping address needs to be in the United States. And yeah, let's go from there. What do we want to ask them? Maybe let's see.
What kind of toilet they have?
Oh my gosh. Does anybody really know their brand?
Just kidding.
What go ahead.
How many are you giving away?
2.
2. So maybe one of the questions, not this first one, do not answer yet, guys, but maybe one of the questions could be just what brought them to cooking.
Oh, I love that.
Right? So we can learn something about each other tonight. All right, what were you thinking, April?
No, I like that. I was thinking that and maybe like what is a design or a set that you haven't done that you've wanted to do?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay,
so and you can't say toilets now. You can't say toilets. And no one wants to do a toilet set, so don't say that.
You know, I'm going to get messages later that they're going to be like funny ha-has, and they're going to be like, yep, that was in the can tonight, wasn't it?
Yep.
But we need a little fun. We got to lighten it up. Things are heavy enough in our lives.
Exactly.
So you like my little waves, my very, very light waves on here?
Yes.
So you can get
cute,
ocean out of there too. I got to put one more wave and then I'm gonna make some shells.
Well,
I'm so thankful that I don't work with this stuff all the time.
The theme question. So let's go with that one first, and then we'll do what brought you to cookies for the second one.
Okay, and you're watching that, right? I'm just gonna keep decorating.
I am. We may run into an issue with the Facebook users, who we don't know. So.
Okay. So if you answer the question and you know that you're showing up as just a Facebook user, put your name there too.
Put your name.
See you.
That's smart.
It's really easy to add in.
Okay, so here's the little snorkel that I made. It's just a little, it has a little hole in it.
That's so
you can just work with it. I just worked with my fingers with a paintbrush stuck in the middle of it. You just have to be careful to make sure you put cornstarch on your paintbrush when you stick it in there, because it'll stick to it. But so I did this one earlier, and this one I just added a little like mouthpiece to it. Same thing, the mouthpiece has the little hole. And then I think what I'll do on this one is I'll cover up using some of the little seashells from the little mold. I'll just put those kind of on the side here. So that little crack that I talked about where I joined it would be covered up with seashells. So I figured that. And for the ruffle that I'll work on here in just a second, I'm just going to roll out real thin so that if you guys were wondering what I was doing.
I love ruffled swimsuits.
I know, me too.
Do you guys have favorites on those? I like ruffled swimsuits and swimsuits with skirts.
I like no swimsuits, but that's just me.
I like swimsuits.
I mean, not naked. I don't mean naked. I just mean not wearing a swimsuit, like not doing that. I don't want people to think that of me. I don't mean naked. Not.
Cameo, you're having a really wild night.
I know. What is happening?
I love it.
Coming in spicy.
Good Lord.
So you guys,
I think I need it. It's because I cried for an hour today. So that's why. It's because I did that.
My friend Priscilla sent me this. She's getting me ready for my mermaid class. Isn't that great?
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so cute, right? It says, be a mermaid and make waves. So this was my color inspiration for tonight. And then April, look, I'm sorry, but you have to have these. If you don't have these, they'll make you feel fancy when you're doing summer cookies. These are all mermaid brushes.
Oh my gosh. Those
you need them.
Oh my god.
I like how Amy tells you, you need them. You need them.
That. They will make you feel happy.
Need them.
I won't show you my box of brushes.
I know. Well, you just heard how many fell on the floor over here. That'll be fun to clean up. There's probably 100 brushes on the floor right now.
Do both of you have a brush issue? Is brushes your worst thing?
No, I just use so many of them. Like I think I have all the brushes that you could possibly have, and I use every single one of them.
How about you,
April? It's like you have your favorites that you're like your go-tos.
What's your thing that you have the most of? Like that you don't use all of them?
Cookie cutters.
Really?
Fondant molds.
I would
silicone
say
molds.
Fondant molds and cookie cutters are like neck and neck for me.
Texture mats. That's probably
Man,
what do you think, April?
Way more stuff than I do.
Huh?
I'm pretty bare bones, I feel like.
Well, and I think I got a lot of that stuff when I was, and I still do custom cookies, but
yeah,
I feel like I had a lot of that whenever I was doing that a lot more than teaching.
And when you're doing cakes, that stuff just stacks up because it seems like everybody needs something different. But it was a good win for me because I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like I try to use it every chance I can.
Let's see. Hold on one sec.
What's your most to flip that around, what is one thing that you bought that you thought that you would use all the time that you never do?
My airbrush. I have 4 of them.
What? I don't use them. Oh my gosh, I have 3 now and I use them all the time.
But I mean, I haven't said this yet, but glaze is different when it's airbrushing. And now that I can't get Dinky Doodle or Spectrum Flow, I can't really airbrush unless I make my own.
What's the deal with Spectrum Flow? Are we ever going to be able to get that again?
No, probably not. They have an ingredient in one of their colors that, at least is what I've heard. I don't even know. I think I maybe heard this from Jennifer at Bee's Baked Art Supplies, maybe. There was an ingredient. The FDA won't approve it, so they can't ship it over here to us. We thought it was COVID. We thought it was because they couldn't get it over here, but that's not the case. It's something with an ingredient that they have in England or Europe or wherever, and our FDA won't allow that to come in here.
That's so weird because they're usually
kind of
more
funny
strict.
If you think about that.
Yeah, they're usually more strict than we are.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can still have red 40, but you won't let something in an airbrush come over. Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll have to figure out and get the whole sugar prism thing down, and you can use that.
Yeah, and that's the only thing with the sugar prism is hard. It doesn't dissolve as well in the alcohol. So it works really well with water, but I can't seem to get it to dissolve very well with alcohol. And I've done that. I've made my own, a lot of the airbrush stuff with just food gel and alcohol, like vodka. And then you have to strain it out because it has some residue and stuff. And that works well. But the Spectrum Flow is got a, it's got a solid white base to it. So it's more opaque, whereas when you make your own, it's very translucent. So that works fine some of the time, but when you're looking for like a solid airbrush color, it doesn't quite work. So
have you ever asked Michelle about mixing alcohols?
Yeah, I have. And she says that you can do it. I haven't talked to her like personally and said, hey, can you tell me what to do? Which I probably should. Because I wondered if you could use her white and mix it with a color and then mix that with alcohol. Maybe I'll try that this weekend. We'll see what happens.
So I have an unopened bottle of, what'd you call it? Spectrum Flow?
Spectrum Flow.
Yeah, Spectrum Flow. I have an unopened bottle because I still need to make colors from one of Angela Nino's classes. The wrap class. She teaches
from
you
a wrap
how to
class.
use that. Yeah, so she teaches you how to use that. But maybe I should just resell that. It might be quite valuable.
It might be. So guys, I don't know why my picture is fuzzy. So I know I already see that it's fuzzy. I have absolutely no idea why.
Wait,
so
what camera are you using, Cameo?
It's my phone. It's my stupid phone.
So hold your hand up close to the lens and let it focus in, and then pull your hand down. Sometimes that'll work and make it autofocus again. I have to do that on my webcam. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I put something real fine in front of it and it catches on it.
It looks like poop.
Well, that's weird. I wonder why it did that.
I don't like my phone. I haven't liked my phone in a while. I used to love my phone, and then something happened to it.
April, are you keeping up with those comments? You're okay?
I am. I was giving them a second to get them all in, but I feel like we probably had enough time now.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of talk through what I'm doing. I know my picture's not clear. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what else to do on it. Maybe I think Amy convinced me to buy a webcam, so I'll be buying that tonight.
Well, a webcam is fun.
It's got to work better than my phone does. I mean,
I love mine. I'm using mine right now.
And and you guys are like both like super clear, and I love it.
You know what made all the difference for me, you guys, with the live streaming? Because I was really having a lot of fun doing it, but I was getting really ticked off with the tech. Is my internet in my town. I don't care which one of you have. I'm not going to name the brands, but we have 2 brands here. I don't care which one you have. Neither one of them works worth a hill of beans. Like they're just terrible. And when the kids all went home because of COVID, everything got even worse, right? With everyone using everything. And so I got the highest speed that you can possibly get. And I still sometimes have a little lag. But then I started streaming so I could run multiple cameras through StreamYard. And the StreamYard does the broadcasting part for you. So I only have to have enough juice to handle getting my stuff to them. I don't have to worry about things crashing because there's a million comments coming in. So it helped a lot because we have terrible internet here. We're what I like to call a large, small town.
How many people are in your town?
Well, in the town, I think there's like 7,000 or 10,000. In our county, which is quite large, I think there's 50 now, right? But we're just down the road from Northern Virginia, which is millions of people. So for us, it's still. Now, I don't know what I did with my fondant tools, but hold on.
Mine are right here.
You send that right over here, Cameo.
Okay. Here, I'll hand it to you through the screen.
We need that. Wasn't that something that was in our cartoon when we were kids? Were y'all, I might be older than both of you, but did you have the, what was that? George Jetson his dog, right? Where they put stuff in a box and then it went somewhere in the cartoon. Wasn't that cartoon?
Yeah.
I thought we'd be there by now. When I was a kid, I was convinced that was going to happen for us.
Now you have that song stuck in my head. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
What's
Meet
funny?
George Jetson.
Yes, that's it. His dog.
His dog, Elroy. Daughter Judy.
That's it.
How come I can remember that from the 80s, but I can't remember why I walked upstairs to go to the kitchen?
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
I know. It's so
happening
funny.
more and more these days, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say to myself, I've gotten to the point where I have to say it to myself the whole time I'm walking to wherever I'm walking.
Okay, look, I'm just going to make a full-on confession right here. It's gotten so bad around here, especially since I have the cookie studio working at the house and then I have the store. So I can't remember, and I only live a half mile away from my store. So you would think this would not be an issue. So I set up a fake phone number a phone number in my phone so that I can text myself before I leave my house, because I keep losing my notes. Like I write
that is
everywhere,
fantastic.
but then I can't find the notes. So then I was like, let's use technology to my advantage. I'm going to set up a texting phone number in my phone and text myself. I'm waiting for the day that I accidentally send it to the group.
They have a notes app.
But I feel like that's like using your resources. I don't feel like that's like bad. It's using your resources.
But I'm in my texting so much that I'm going to see that no matter what. So I just text it and don't open it. And then if I forget to look, then as soon as someone texts me, then it just pops right up.
That is hilarious.
Okay, so I have to use paintbrushes that were on the floor, so I apologize.
That is hilarious.
Okay, so I just doctored up my starfish a little because I've been doing Timbo class all week. Did y'all see that? He has that under the sea.
Yes.
So I'm trying to not overthink it, but I have to tell you it's quite hard. I always want this stuff to look perfect, right? But I think we just need one of these little guys to finish off. Maybe that and one little shell. Oh, or you know what? Just text it. Kelly said she just texted her own number and it works too. Yes. Okay. So let me put a few of these up here that are not part of our picking boxes tonight, April. These are just funny. Yes, I know, Allison, but you know I'm not going to use them because it's another social media thing I got to keep up with.
Exactly.
Oh, so funny. I thought you came back in focus, but I'm not sure now. It looks blurry to me.
I know it looks blurry again.
You're going to post pictures though, right? So everybody will see what you did. It'll be all right. It's just technology. Just keep going. If we stopped every time the tech failed us, we'd be really messed up, wouldn't we?
Oh man, I know.
Never finish anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something, you guys. Have you done this? I'm going to use my, this came in one of our boxes. Can you see it? The Borderlands Bakery sponge dot thing.
That's what I just showed. It said dauber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a dauber. Okay, so I'm going to try that with some Everclear to remove some of my color to make bubbles. We're going to see if that works tonight. I hope I don't ruin my cookie because I kind of like this cookie. But I'm just put a little over here.
Somebody's Cheryl's asking, what did you mean when you thought you had them all? I have no idea. I've already forgotten what I would have said.
Wait, when we thought we had what?
She's saying, April, what did you mean you thought you had them all? Who knows?
Who knows?
Not that I don't want to help, but that's probably like 5 minutes ago, and I've already forgotten what we were talking about.
Okay, it's not pulling it off.
Yeah, I will pick one from the first question of what is a set of cookies that you have wanted to decorate but you haven't.
What were their answers?
Sorry?
What were their answers? Did they have good topics in there?
I'm scrolling back up so I can see them all. Let me see here. Okay, we're at the front or at the top. Maybe we should all agree. Beach, swimsuit beach, llama superheroes, beach floral plaques, gingerbread village houses, Halloween, plant cactus sets,
I haven't done that.
And desert, farm set, beach, animals, snorkel set, pirate set with a parrot, ship's wheel, and cut glass. Ooh, that's fun, Allison. I've done one of those because our mascot's the pirates at our school. Bachelorette, Christmas advent calendar, Harry Potter, astronaut set. You mean the world to me. We may or may not have been thinking about that for a theme for a future box. Emma farm set. Oh, Emma is her name. Not Emma's farm, but I guess it could be. A farm set. Halloween cookies, especially skeletons, farm animals, movie theme, classy, cutesy truck cutter set.
Ooh.
Platter cookies.
We just did a popcorn theme in my monthly cookie club, my local people. I enjoyed that with them. That was fun.
3D cookies, gingerbread village houses, mermaids of all kinds. Well, I know somebody's going to be doing a mermaids class here soon.
Did you get a mermaid box? Because if not, there's 6 left for sale on my webpage, and you still have time to get it before the class.
Harriet says naked on the toilet. Ha!
I love you, Harriet.
That's for Cameo.
Yeah, it is.
Lauren, if someone comes up tomorrow and asks us to make toilet cookies, I'm going to be so upset.
No, you're not. Just send them to me. I'll make them.
Will you ship them, Cameo? Because I'll tell them I have the perfect. No,
I can't ship.
So funny.
I can ship them to you, and you can ship them.
Oh.
Let's see here. Gone with the Wind. Okay, so Debbie must be really want to win because she knows that's like my favorite movie of all time, and that's why I named my daughter Scarlett.
You know, I'm named after Vivian Lee. That's my middle name. My mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Lee is my middle name, but it's not spelled that way.
Yeah, mine's spelled like hers.
Oh my god.
Because it was my mom's favorite movie too.
I love that movie.
So here's my mermaid spoon too, you guys. I'm getting ready.
Oh my gosh. Let's see here.
Amy, you crack me up.
I think that may be all of the the answers.
Okay, so my stupid camera, but there's the ruffle swimsuit. So like,
oh, I love it.
So you can kind of see the ruffle. And I just used paintbrushes. I just used the back of paintbrushes and just kind of put it underneath of there and then just kind of put it to the next one.
I love it.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Yes, so beautiful.
So
love it, love it.
Oh no, here's some more. Fall truck theme with pumpkins.
Okay.
Circus. That's one that I haven't done that I want to do too.
Circus?
Circus. I haven't ever done a circus, I don't think.
Yeah, we just that's Allison is saying that's the one we just did in our local group. We did popcorn and we did a circus tent. What else was in there, Allison? I don't remember what else was in there. Hey, Renee, I see your question about how do you learn this particular cookie. You're going to want to do the mermaid class. That's all I can tell you right now. Do the mermaid class because there's going to be beach things in there.
Okay, so I'd love to do Scarlett's green dress. I've done one like that. Yeah, that's like my favorite.
Didn't you do that in one of the Christmas episodes and one of the ones that you auctioned off?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful cookie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we had a ticket in our set too, and it hit 1 ticket in that set. Cameo, those are so beautiful.
I love the color combo.
Me
I like
too.
pretty.
Soft and girly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be soft and girly, but obviously that's not my style.
I don't know how not.
I know, right? Because I talk about toilets all the time.
Well,
but to each their own, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what do we think? What do we want to choose? Does anybody like anything like stick out to anybody theme wise?
No,
I of course love Halloween, so Halloween stuck out to me, and I love llamas, so I heard llamas.
Yes.
Oh, one of those will be my vote.
Okay.
I have no opinion on this one. I wasn't paying close enough attention to everything you were saying. So I don't feel it would be fair for me to weigh in.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And these are fondant. That I just used fondant to make these, but guys, it's getting cooler here. So if it's getting cooler, I mean, not cool yet, but it's coming down. So soon I'll be switching back to modeling chocolate.
Yeah.
And I use Hot Hands because someone's going to ask. I like Hot Hands modeling chocolate the best.
Hot Hands is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to pick someone at random. We're all good with Halloween.
I think there was a few that said Halloween.
Yeah, I'm going to pick a Halloween one at random. Let me see here.
Now, look, you guys, we're all taking a disclaimer right now. Once you get this box, you're going to want to sign up. We're bearing no responsibility for enabling you right now. We are just spreading cookie love. Just saying.
Don't be sending your angry husbands to us. I don't want to hear that.
No.
Hi.
Let me see. I think I have one.
So we had tonight when we were at dinner. So Michael's came out with all the new Halloween stuff. So I was like, so what's the Halloween budget this year for decorations? And he was like, well, I'll have to look at the budget for that. And I said, well, do you like your new Blackstone? Because he got a new Blackstone grill. And he was like, yeah, I like that. And I go, well, that was like, you know, what, $200, $300. So I'm thinking Halloween budget should be about that much. And my youngest daughter, who's in junior high or whatever, 6th grade, she goes, is that even enough? Because I could spend $300 on Halloween decorations. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, my child. Thank you.
But you save it and build to your collection every year, don't you?
Well, I did tell him the stuff that is out right now that I am so in love with. But I was like, I would literally decorate our house and it would never come down. Like we would have Halloween all the time. And then it would be like Nightmare Before Christmas during Christmas.
I could do
but
Christmas
then that would be it.
Round.
I love Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
I can see Cameo's front door is going to have one of those huge black furry spiders that the leg moves.
We did that a couple years ago. We had a big web and a big spider. We had spiders crawling out the windows.
Oh, see,
but this is all like inside decorations, like stuff to put in the house. And I'm like, oh,
this is
we's in trouble.
See, they know me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is terrible. I am not culpable. I just gave you a disclaimer. The box has not even been chosen for you yet.
I love Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know this about you.
Oh, I love Halloween.
They want a monarch butterfly for fall, Cameo.
I did a monarch. It's right there. That's like 4 years old though, so I probably should do a new one. So just so that if y'all are following me, I also raise monarchs, and right now I have 30 monarchs that are either eggs, caterpillars, or chrysalises.
I didn't know you did that. I just thought that was like a fluke one you found in the backyard.
Oh no, I have tried for years and years and years, and I have had milkweed, and I have never had them. And then this year, they all just decided to come. So I sat here today while I was having my little bit of a cry and looked out, and there's another one laying eggs on. I'm like, guys, I can't keep taking you in. Like, I'm running out of milkweed. So stop laying your eggs. Stop it.
Congratulations.
I have like a routine every morning. I feel like a doctor. I have to like go check on the eggs. And then I have to get their little paper towel wet. And then I have to check on the baby caterpillars that are newborns. And then I have to check on the toddler caterpillars that aren't quite big enough to put on the milkweed yet.
Did you know this about her, April?
Huh?
Did you know this about her?
Oh, probably not.
It's been something I've been very invested in on social media lately. I didn't know I didn't know how much went into it, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
Listen,
and I have like a butterfly house, and I love it. It's my favorite thing. I let them loose, and they fly off.
Drop links in for Cameo and April for both of their pages. I know they've already dropped them in though at the top of the Facebook feed, so after the live they'll show up again. So Cameo, these things can't survive without you now?
They can. The only part is the only reason I save them or I like bring them inside is because it's cool, first of all. The second of all, if they can get attacked by a wasp as a caterpillar, and the wasp will kill it. Flies, they can get bit by a fly, and the fly will lay an egg in the caterpillar, and the caterpillar, this is so gross. The caterpillar will continue to eat and continue to grow. And then once it goes to hang in its J shape before it goes into a chrysalis, the fly egg hatches
Oh
and
no.
comes out of the caterpillar. It's disgusting.
Well, adopt a few more. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, so that's why I have to go pick the milkweed to give it to the ones that I have. And when I pick it, I'm like, great, there's 5 more eggs. I can't just leave them laying there. Like, that's terrible.
What is milkweed? Is that a plant that you're feeding them? Okay.
Yeah. It's the only thing that monarchs will eat.
She takes the weeds out of her yard and literally milks them into their little...
Oh, like you have too much time, Cameo.
It's called milkweed because it has milk that comes out of it. So
I gotcha. So they feed off.
It's very sticky and it's very gross.
Okay. It would have been a lot easier if you had fallen in love with hummingbirds. They just need clear sugar and clear water with sugar.
I have tried hummingbirds. I had hummingbirds one year, but then a tree fell down in my neighbor's yard and no more hummingbirds.
Let me
so now we have butterflies and we have bats, and I'm good with that. I'm good with butterflies.
What I'm not going to do. I had this great, we have water behind our house. It's called Mountain Run. And so I had these, my neighbor, we're all high up. Like we have 3-level terraces to our yard. So my neighbor has foxes that came across the water and built their den to protect the fox cubs when she had their foxes. I ended up with 2 geese, which I love. These Canadian geese, they had their eggs. They had them right down by the water. They nested down there. The, is it goslings or geeslings? They hatched. There was 5 of them. Every day they'd walk uptown and go visit the other geese, but every night they would come back. Then they had this massive goose roundup and they took them all away and my geese got swept up in it. And I was so invested in this, protecting this little family. Now I'm like, oh, I'm so upset. When they didn't come back and I saw the newspaper report that they rounded up all these geese, I'm not even going to tell you where they went. It will be very upsetting to all of you.
That's so crazy. We have them all. I mean, we have geese, April can attest. We have Canadian geese everywhere and they don't even go anywhere. Like they don't fly south anymore. They just stay here. I
believe the party line is that we had too many and they were causing problems, but my one little goose family was not causing a problem and they got swept up.
That's so sad.
It was so upsetting.
We had baby foxes in our neighbor's yard across the street, and every night we would go watch the little baby foxes play in the front yard. Oh my God, it's the stinking cutest thing you ever saw in your life.
They are so cute.
They stink real bad, but they're the cutest thing.
I didn't get that close to them. Oh, but I should tell you too, on the 2nd level of my yard, y'all, like I live in town, but I have more wildlife than anyone I know. I have a whole family of groundhogs, the red kind of groundhog.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, and they had babies too. It was like happening around here this year. And I kept blaming it on the pandemic, but I don't think the animals knew it was going on. So
you're like a Disney
do you follow anybody? There's lots of people that have groundhogs that live. I mean, like there's a lot of Instagram people that I follow that have groundhogs that live permanently at their like house.
Yeah, and I feel okay with it because our upper level of our yard is big enough for my little dogs that they don't ever go to the 2nd level or down by the water. So as long as I had a conversation with these groundhogs and told them as long as they stayed in their area, they were fine. But the pups
probably understood you totally.
I thought I was very firm in what I explained to them since they're not paying rent, and it worked. But my geese getting rounded up, that was a difficult day.
You just learn all sorts of. I think if I'm not doing cookies or if I ever stop doing cookies, I would go into like wildlife rehabilitation. I would be the crazy lady with the farm with 80 acres that had every type of animal, and all she did was just to pet them and love on them all day long.
Yeah, and we have deer across the water. They come on our side sometimes, but mainly they're across the water. So we've got to watch these 2 twin fawns all spring and summer grow up. Cute. They were really cute. And that's in an area where nobody can hunt or do anything because it's in town, right? So it's fabulous. I feel like I have the best of both worlds. Like, right, I'm in town. I'm near my downtown area, which is a small little historic strip where my shop is. But then I have all this wildlife in my backyard. Other people probably don't have all this, but I don't have a bear yet. I'm missing a bear.
Oh God, no. I watched some TikTok of some guy that was riding his bike down a trail, and he has his camera at the bottom of the trail because he's trying to catch himself doing these cool tricks.
Yeah,
and he like stops. He stops like mid trick. picks up his bike and is like holding the bike over his head like he's bigger. And there's this huge black bear that comes up the side of the
That's what we have in my area at the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have black bears. So it's fun in the spring to go up on Skyline Drive and drive the parkway and see the moms with the cubs. That's kind of fun.
Nope.
Cameo's like, you can keep that.
Nope. It's a big nope.
Too funny. My friend Heather's on here, and she has a cabin in Arkansas, and they have a whole family that comes around all the time. I'm so jealous about her bears. Yeah, the black bears, right up near their house.
That's nope for me.
So jealous.
Nope.
So April, tell them who won the first one. I put it in the comments, but we didn't actually say her name. It was she's going to contact you with an address to ship her a box, right?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Now you're going to tell me.
Hold on. I'll find it. It wasn't it?
Scroll.
No, okay. Heather.
Was it Charlotte Jones? Charlotte Jones, I think.
I think it was Charlotte Jones.
Charlotte Jones, yes.
Okay.
Woo, Charlotte.
Yes. And then we need to pick the other one. Are you guys?
Hey, let me ask a question. One other person is on here. I just saw a comment. Somebody got the mermaid box, and you said you got the diamond ring. What's the diamond ring? I don't remember putting a diamond ring in your box.
What? Amy, you do something fun and you totally forgot about. Did you not call yourself and tell yourself about the diamond ring
ornaments? I have diamond ring ornaments at the store, so I might have put one in there, but I don't remember doing it. So tell me what's actually in your box. I was pulling all kinds of fun things and dropping them in different boxes.
That is hilarious.
Oh, the pin. You got the diamond. The pin. Where is mine? I had one here.
Mine's right here.
Do you have one on the top? So they all got a pin oh yeah, that's it. So they either got one of those or one of those that was holding a pearl, or they got a mermaid tail pin. Because why not?
Why not?
To prep
I feel fancy when I write with my diamond pin.
You scared me there for a minute. I was like, what did I put in that box?
I'd be like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
All right, so do we want them to answer the second question now? Or did they
answer the second question of what brought you to cookies? Even if you put your comment above, please duplicate it below.
Yeah, we're gonna start below this comment. We'll start below Maggie Van Dyke's comment about getting the pearl. And your name means pearl. Oh, that's very nice. All right.
So Amy, why did you get into cooking while we're waiting on that? Why did you get into cooking?
Okay. I'm in this small town, and we have other bakeries and other people that make sweets, but I make these monster cupcakes. It was supposed to be a chocolate shop and all the gift thing, and a sweet shop, like candy shop. Mm-hmm. But I put cupcakes out because all the product wasn't there, and we had the store ready. My husband had done this awesome remodel on my store. So we went ahead and opened, and I was planning on maybe making 90 cupcakes a day. Like it was just going to be a little side thing. I thought the cupcake phase had come and gone because I did it full time and high volume in Florida. So before we moved home, I was like, well, we'll do the chocolates. We'll do the food products. We'll have a few cupcakes. So that was ridiculous because as soon as we opened with cupcakes, I was selling out in like 30 minutes. I couldn't put them in the boxes fast enough. And then it became this crazy thing that I've never experienced, even in Florida, where we were in an area that had 1 million people, right? So we had exposure to a ton of people. I was working 18 hours a day trying to keep up, and I still was selling out by like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So, you got to plan for that first big rush when you do something like that. Yeah. But it took over so much of the store. There was things we never brought in. We never, ever ended up bringing in the gifts. I never went back to selling loose candy and stuff like that. And we were making fudge after that. So the hype of the initial hit calmed down, and after about 6 months, I could see what we were going to do. Then they wanted specialty cakes because they knew that I could do them, like the fancy ones. And then a girlfriend from church I had been playing with the recipe for a couple of years, which, it's good that everybody sells good cookie recipes now, because that was the most frustrating part. I couldn't find a good no spread recipe initially. So I was working on something for like 2 years before I found something that was decent. And I mentioned to my friend that, oh, I think I just about have it, because people kept asking for cookies. And I was like, I can't do cookies on top of this and this and this that I'm doing. I'm already here 18 hours a day. It's too much. I was supposed to be semi-retiring. And then my girlfriend's like, can you make me something for the Sunday school teachers? And she wanted pencils. She just wanted those cute, chubby little pencils. And after I made the cute, chubby little pencils, I was totally hooked. And I was like, I could stop making cupcakes and cakes forever. Like, this is my jam. I am doing art on cookies. Like, and then it just like, then as soon as I started doing stuff with all of you guys and seeing what you were doing and learning techniques, then I was like, oh my God, I can bring my cupcake skills and my cake skills to the cookies. And then it just got totally out of control. That's what happened, basically. So cupcakes have really the cookies have taken over. I still make cupcakes. I don't do as many cakes, which was a natural attrition almost because of COVID, right? When they locked down all the parties and canceled all the weddings and the venues all shut, like that entire part of my business went down, and that gave me the time. This was one of those situations of taking something bad and getting a great silver lining out of it, because I would not have had the time to go even deeper in the thing that I was really enjoying and getting so much out of if that hadn't hit, because I would have been still cranking out the other for the big events, right? And this is like, I could do this all day long every day. I never get tired of this. And I'm sure you guys are the same way. You probably sit down and look at the same plaque cutter, but then there's like 50 different things you see when you see it, because there's all this stuff you want to try. So my friend Sherry got me into it and doing just chubby pencils. They were cute pencils. But when she saw my Aloha cookies, she was like, what is that? Right?
It was really cute.
Yeah. The mixed medium cookies are really like, I adore those. I like making them and turning them into fancy cake toppers and stuff.
Yeah.
Love that.
If I could just make like $20 cookies, if someone would pay me to just make them the super ultra fancy wedding cookies, and that's all I had to do, I could do that.
There you go.
That's
cool.
It.
What about you, Cameo?
Some of you probably heard the story before, but I have 3 kiddos. My last one was born 12 years ago. And after she was born, I had some pretty bad postpartum depression, and just kind of went through that and tried to figure it out on my own, and finally went to my doctor because it wasn't working. And my doctor's pretty good about talking to me about natural stuff, because she knows I'm kind of a hippie. So she was like, hey, why don't you try, is there something you like to do? She's also my mom's doctor, so she knows our family, and we're very creative people. So she was like, is there something you really like to do that you can do for someone else, or that you can, give to neighbors? Like, do you like to bake bread? Do you like to bake cupcakes? Do you like to, paint murals? So I had been making cupcakes and stuff for my kids and cakes for my kids, nothing like crazy, just, mom stuff. And I had done cookies before, but I'd always used royal icing, and I didn't feel like I was very good at it. It's a hard icing for me to use for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I just kind of started to look around to see if there's other things. So I did like buttercream for a little while and gave those all, and everybody loved it, and it started to make me feel better. So I kind of just went with it. And a good friend of mine, kind of this, not same thing, but a good friend of mine was over, and she was like, why don't you just try? Like, just put your name out there. And if you just get a few orders a month, then that's a little bit of extra spending money, and you feel good. So, so I just kind of started it, and it wasn't
teaching at the same time too, Cameo?
No, so I was at home. So okay. And then by that time she was getting ready to start kindergarten. I mean, by the time all of this kind of happened, and I knew if I was going to be home alone, it was going to get worse. And I knew that I didn't really want to, go back to work, because I'm lucky that I get to stay at home, but we still had to pay some bills. Like I couldn't just stay at home. So I didn't want to go back to work, because I had let my teaching certificate lack because I didn't think I would go back. Gotcha. So I was like, I'd have to go back to school at least for a year to get that recertified. So yeah, I just kind of was like, I'm just going to jump in and we'll try it. And I had tried like clothing, because I also love to sew. So I made all my kids' clothes when little girls. And I love to sew.
Amazing.
I still do. But that's a hard profession to get into. Like you have to have a lot of money to get into that to make a difference. And fabric is, pardon my language, hella expensive. So nobody wants to pay when you can pay $3 at Target. Nobody wants to pay for a $15 dress that you handmade when they can buy it at Target for $8. So it's a no-win situation. So yeah, so cookies just kind of were that fun thing for me to do. And then I started giving them away and putting a business card on them, and then just kind of relied on word of mouth. I've never really marketed anything. I just still rely on word of mouth, and I have orders every week, and I love that. I don't think I'll ever get tired of custom orders. They're my favorite. Yeah. I bitch about them because sometimes they're not very fun, but but they challenge me, and I don't know if I would want that to be not a challenge. I mean, like, who wants to do a boring cookie? Like nobody. So
I have a theory about cookiers. I think that they tell you when you get older that you have to keep your brain engaged. I think all of us are going to live longer.
Oh, I agree.
Like the other people that are always like, oh, you just make cookies and all that mess. I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to outlive you by about 15 years. So see ya.
Yeah. And I still am very creative in lots of I'm one of those weird people that you can show me how to do something and I can pick it up and do it, which it's a great thing and I love it. But sometimes it's a curse because I am forever finding new things to do. Like cookies, still my passion. I still do them, but I also still sew. I also watercolor. I also help my daughter make jewelry. We're also looking into taking pottery class. Like we're forever doing that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh. I foresee pottery cookies in your future.
Yeah.
All the clay tools will be at her cookie studio.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved it. It got me out of depression, and it got, I haven't had that in a while. So we just kind of keep trucking along, and I just keep finding things that make me happy, and cookies still continue to be one. And then teaching, to be able to combine teaching and cooking together and to teach classes like I used to teach before COVID. Yeah, that was just amazing. Like
it ticks off all the boxes, right? All the things you like.
And I just love, my husband always kind of joked because he always came to all my classes to help. It's just like it lights your fire. Like I love seeing people have so much fun. And I love seeing them be like, oh my God, look what I did. Yeah, look what you did. Like you did that with icing.
You girl.
No, I loved it. And the guys, I had guys in my little winery classes and they were super cute too. Like they just loved it as well. So I just liked seeing that. I miss that about COVID, or I think there's a silver lining, but I do miss seeing people's faces and being able to have a nice night.
When the dads came with the little kids to the kids class, because I always had an adult stay with them. That was so much fun because they were actually, I'd have these big burly guys, these tough dudes roll in with their cute little girls, right? And then they would be like out cookieing everyone in the room. It was really something. So hopefully
there was never a man in my class that I had at the wineries that wasn't more detail orientated than the women.
Yes, it's true.
And a girl, like she was like, if you think about it, like if you were going into the army or whatever, and you never shot a gun and you were going to learn how to shoot a gun, you would pay attention because you had no idea what you were doing.
Right.
So when women come to these, they're like, oh, I already know how to do this. Whereas men are like, I don't know what to do. So they're listening while the women don't listen. And so that's why they have a better, let's be honest, when you get 80 women together, nobody's going to shut up. Like we're all talking the entire time.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It was so fun. It's so fun. So fun.
April, do you have like a love of baking background? Because you were in a totally different kind of profession before you hit cookies. Like, how'd you end up in cookies? How was it the thing you landed on?
Well, truth be told, because number one, I'm stubborn. How I came across sugar cookies was I'm a decent cook. Like my family has always cooked and all of that, but none of us are bakers. Like I never grew up baking in the kitchen with grandparents or anything like that. But But no, when my story is a lot like Cameo's, where I had Miss Scarlett, and she's 7 now, and we made the decision that I wouldn't go back to corporate, and I took an excruciating 6 months to make that decision. My maternity leave turned into a 6-month maternity leave that they've held my position for me to come back. They were incredibly gracious in that fact, and I just checked in every month. And at the end of November, I finally just told them I just can't come back.
Yeah.
Because I was struggling with some postpartum anxiety, and Scarlett never slept as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And with her being the 4th one, and my husband being on the road 6 days a week, it was a little demanding, to say the least. So I made the decision, or we made the decision, that I would not return back. And that was at the end of November. 2 weeks later, my husband was in a trucking accident.
Oh, no.
Should not have walked away. It was a total God thing, which is a whole nother story. But walked away, like truck caught on fire, semi-truck caught on fire, all of the things. And he just had bruises, like total God thing. And in the trucking industry, if people aren't like familiar, you have an accident, everything goes into review, and you aren't in a truck. You go into review with majority of the companies out there, and it's decided whether it's your fault or not, whether you might have a job after that review process.
Wow.
And so we knew that there was a good chance that because this company had such a strict accident policy, that he would probably not have a job. So within like 3 weeks, we went from both of us being fully employed with very good jobs to neither of us being employed. And Christmas on the horizon with
my chest is tightening up.
with 4 kids. And we luckily were in a position where we could save a lot of my income while I was pregnant. So we had a little bit of a nest egg to keep us, taken care of. But I didn't want to blow through it, because you don't know how long things are going to loom over you. So I'm like, okay, this is the first time all 6 of us have been under one roof for an extended amount of time, because he was on the road 6 days a week. And we're going into Christmas. We're going to do the best we can and make the memories while we have him home and we're all here. And so I'm like, what can I do cheap that the kids of all these ages are going to like to do? And that can take up a substantial amount of time if we wanted to. And so I was on the search for a sugar cookie recipe. And truth be told, y'all, I didn't even know there was a difference between a drop sugar cookie and a cutout sugar cookie.
I didn't
either. And that
either.
would explain all of my weird spreading issues of all of those years.
Me too.
So I just started like going down Pinterest. Like that's all I knew. And then that just turned into something that like I was getting lost in that, in like just the creation of things. And it was that creative side of me that had been dormant for so long in the heavy machinery industry. And it just really kind of fed my soul. And then one day a friend was like, hey, can you make sugar cookies for this baby shower I have coming up? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And that turned into, hey, I need a friend a birthday party, to, hey, I had your cookies at so-and-so's. And that turned into orders, and that turned into orders. And the business has just evolved from doing custom orders like crazy, like a crazy woman, to transitioning to having the virtual cookie club. And I no longer take custom orders, to the development of the Cookie Life box, and also now to
the magazine,
Sweet Saucy Living. Because I have found by meeting so many amazing people in the community that everyone has a story. And I love hearing everyone's stories. It's one of my favorite things. And because when we tell our stories, we have a sense of connection with other people that we wouldn't have otherwise. And I feel like it's different because a lot of these industries, you don't hear the backstory of what brought you to whatever you're doing.
Right.
And if you can resonate with one other person and be like, oh my gosh, if this person did this and they came from this, or they were able to overcome this, then I can do that too. And so sometimes it's just that, knocking that door open just a little bit to give someone else permission to pursue their dreams, because it's absolutely 100% possible.
Absolutely.
So that is why we have the magazine now. So
I love that's one of the things I like in there is everybody's stories. I can't wait until there's more of them a year.
Well, we'll see.
It could be in your future. You never know. It could happen.
Right now it's seasonal. And so we have the fall issue will be dropping at the end of August. It is an online magazine. And the thing that I love about that, even though, I'm also someone who likes to hold something in my hands, but I've also had the frustration of picking up a paper magazine and being like, oh my gosh, I love that. Where can I find that product or this whatever? And that's the great thing about our online, like digital magazine, is there's
the links.
You just click away and you can get right to that thing. And we're trying to help simplify other cookiers' lives. Everyone is busy with business or their hobby or with family, and whatever we can do to kind of cut out that searching things. I feel like it makes a difference. So that's why I love the fact that if you see a cookie photo of someone that you've met in the magazine, you can just click right there and you can start following them on social. Just with one click. You don't have to hunt it down. You don't have to remember, because I don't know about y'all, but if I see something and I'm like, oh, well, I'll look her up on Instagram. Well,
and then you can't find her.
Then I open the app and then I get distracted by the new reel. And 5 minutes later, it's like, why did I pick this up?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's why we put all of those links in there, because I just feel like it's so much easier for everybody.
Well, in your own way, April, you are definitely an enabler.
Well, I'm just trying to.
She doesn't have to spend the money the first time.
But I know all three of us recommend things to people, but I also know all three of us only recommend things that we've tried, we like, we use, and we reuse and we reuse. Like I don't.
That's why when April said, like, what do you not use? And I was like, airbrush. Like, I don't use that. Like, that's why in my club, I don't do it very often, because I don't use that.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though we do enable, I feel like we do a responsible job of enabling people.
Oh, I could be way worse. I could be way worse.
Yeah, I agree. I totally
could be way worse.
I just look at it you are introducing people to new mediums, new products and tools that it may not be your cup of tea, but it's still a great product. And it may be like exactly what they've been looking for.
Listen, I feel like I save them money because I order these things in and try them, right? So when we talk about it in the group, sometimes they're like, have you tried that yet? Because I'm not ordering it till you try it. So
is that what you tell your husband also?
Yeah, well, I can write it off, so he's okay.
That's mine. That's mine too. That's exact his words.
I don't buy things that I can't write off.
Right. Yeah.
Now I'm out of cookie cutter room again.
Oh no.
So I got to figure that out.
I like the thing that Brian hooked up for me, but when my new cookie studio here at the house in town is finished, I'm going to have him, those things that they use for barn doors. So the doors slide off to the side on the wall and then come back. Okay. Well, they sell those kits without the door at Lowe's and Home Depot. So I have already decided that I'm going to have 2 of those. And I'm going to have 4x8 sheets of pegboard back to back. And those are going to be spaced out where I can pull it out and push it back, because I don't see an end of this cookie cutter obsession leaving me.
I don't either. And I can't I'd have to have like 4 walls of pegboard at this point in time.
Oh, now they're saying we should be influencers instead of enablers. I'll go with whatever you guys want.
Hey, does influencers pay more? Does that pay more? I think it pays more.
I don't know, but if it does, that's what we want to be, don't we?
I think I'm seriously contemplating starting a TikTok account, which is crazy.
Okay, I totally thought about it because I thought it would be fun, but I think my brain's going to explode if I have to take on another social media right now.
Well, I thought if I did it for the 31 days of Halloween, then I could at least have something to start with.
I could see that because you're doing that anyway. That makes perfect sense. And how fun would the music be for TikTok for Halloween cookies?
Oh, that's true.
This is Halloween.
Yeah, I'll watch it, Cameo. You get on that.
Okay.
Well, April, did you pick a winner on question 2?
No, I think it needs to be a group decision.
All right, so let me scroll up. Cameo, can you see the comments? You can see them.
Or maybe Amy should pick since she didn't.
Yeah, Amy, you pick because I picked the Halloween.
All right, I'm going back up to it was Maggie.
It was Maggie, wasn't it?
I think so. It was Maggie. I'll go back up there.
And if you're tuning in right now, what we're doing is we're giving away another Cookie Life box, and it's the same box that of products.
There we go.
Y'all have been demoing during this live stream, just so that we're clear. And you know what, Amy, you mentioned like saving people money because you're trying things. That was another thing that was really something that we were thinking about is sometimes when I was buying products for custom orders, and I would like leave things in carts because it's like, well, I don't want to spend $4 on something and then the shipping be $4 too.
Right.
I feel like I abandoned a lot of products because of that, because I was only needing one thing and maybe one thing from like 4 different places. And then it was just like, holy smokes, I'm going to spend the same amount of money on shipping, which I get it. Shipping's expensive. I'm not
it is,
because of it. But it's like, then I end up talking myself out of it. So then I thought, well, what if we just like curated all these things? Because I like the idea of getting stuff from a bunch of different shops instead of only solely one shop. Because that's what a lot of the boxes, the monthly boxes are from shops that send out things that they create. And I love that. But I like the idea of having options of finding new companies, new vendors, new products that I didn't know about or whatever. And we added up, and it's just like the amount of money that we save.
Yes.
Our customers just on shipping alone.
Right.
And all of those little pieces from all those places. I think that's one thing that people tend to forget, because it's like, man, if you would have ordered all like 8 things from 8 different places, then or
you'd
whatever it is.
The same amount on shipping that you would be getting in products. That's what I loved about the boxes. I could try all this new stuff that I was not ordering from any of those companies. That's why I loved it so much.
Yeah, that and those of you that are in business, and Amy just touched on this a second ago, is if you are in any tutorial groups, you're learning, taking classes, or you're buying product, even subscription boxes, and not just mine, but any product boxes that you're using and you're using them in your business, then make sure that you're talking to your accountant and finding out how you can use that as an expense on your taxes, because that is absolutely something that you can do.
And continuing education classes, I just love writing those off.
Yeah.
Well, I think I found us a winner. How about Miss Lorraine? Lorraine, are you still on here with us?
She was a second ago.
She's still here?
I thought she was.
I'm trying to see. This Lorraine right here.
Yeah.
Are you on here? And I'm pretty sure she's USA, right? Not Canada. Isn't she near you?
I think so. Yeah, that's Lorraine right there.
Okay. So Lorraine, I hope you're with us. Congratulations.
Yes.
Just make sure you email me at info@Sweet and Saucy Life. I'll put it in the comments.
Yes, you won the second free box that April generously donated for tonight's live stream. April, I just want to point out it's not my fault we stayed on here for 2 hours.
You're fine.
It's your fault, totally.
Have you noticed like nobody's come down here yet? My husband's home tonight.
I thought it was funny when you said to me tonight, we're just going to go for an hour. And I'm thinking, are you on crack? What? No, we're not. Again, multiple ladies all at one time. Not going to be an hour.
Well, I think we're doing good because there's 3 ladies and I don't think we're going to 3 hours. So I feel pretty good that we did 2 hours.
I can't go 3 hours, guys.
I was like, man, I can talk for an hour by myself. This is going to be fun.
That is hilarious.
So look, did y'all have a good time tonight? Tell, maybe over in the comments, you guys tell April and tell Cameo something that you learned from them tonight that you didn't know yet, or something that you just love about them. We'll send
and please don't say you learned that I like toilets. Please don't say.
Yes, please don't say that. And thank you guys so much for joining us. So April, there's links posted for April for Virtual Cookie Club, for Sweet and Saucy Life, for the Cookie Life, what is it? Cookie Life box. And then for Sweet and Saucy Living magazine, all those links are posted in there. And then for Cameo, you've got CR Confections, which is her main site. And then her club, there's a place on the main Facebook page, right, where they can sign up if they're interested in joining the Glazers. So my club will open up next week, at the end of next week, I believe. So you guys just have to watch for it. It's open for a good week to 2 weeks or whatever. So you've got plenty of time. Don't forget me. I stream twice on Tuesdays. I do 2 tutorial Tuesdays. They're free. There's an artist site where you can make digital gifts and tips if you want, but you're not required to. We do a morning prep. We do a video at night, and we have the Cookie Snack Attack group. And just keep it drama free, and you'll love it in there. If you like drama, I'm not the group for you. I promise you.
Come over to my group. Just kidding. No, there's absolutely.
I like very dramatic cookies. I like seeing you guys push the envelope, go the extra mile, to that type of stuff. But the other, you just got to keep that mess in your own house, because I can't handle any in mine.
I've definitely learned that women of our age range, and everybody does this every age, or as you get older, it's just I don't have time for it. Go away. I don't have time.
It takes too much brain power to deal with all that stuff, when really all I want to be doing is making a beautiful piece of edible art. Exactly. Right?
I don't need to. And then you deal with me, like I said, and I have to drop off 2 children and pick up 2 children from the pits of where every day, twice a day. I don't have time for it. I will.
Now you're dealing with drop off and pickup lines. Those places scare me.
Well, I will be in jail. I'm pretty sure I'll be in jail sometime this year. So just, I promise I'm a good person.
You're not going to be in jail, but I'll keep enough money aside to bail you out, as long as we can do it by PayPal. So listen,
Danielle cannot go to jail. She's got those butterflies.
Yeah.
Right. So I have somebody to babysit those. I will die on this hill of, you will follow the directions at the drop off and pickup line. I will get out of my car like I did yesterday, and I will knock on your window and tell you to scoot up. You're blocking traffic. Get out of the way.
Okay, so don't forget, you guys, on the 29th of August, I'm teaching an online class. It's a mermaid and under the sea class. It's going to be from 3 to 6 on Sunday. You can start purchasing that on my website, Seriously Sweet Cupcakes, but not until probably this Friday, because I know the ones of you that love me understand I'm slightly tech challenged, and I had some problems getting some things to upload into the Facebook group. So I think I have that worked out, but now I don't have time to put them up because I have a big hospital order I'm working on this week. So I will be back to that by Friday, I think. And then you can start purchasing that class. That's going to be on the 29th, 3 to 6 on a Sunday. It's going to be really fun. And then I still have 6 mermaid boxes left for sale on my website. So y'all go check them out. Full picture of everything that's in there. And I don't know if I'm going to do any more boxes. I just knew I really wanted to do this one. This is terrible, April. I worked on this thing since February. And then we hit a couple of hiccups with it, and I had to put some more things in it because that's just how I roll. When there's a problem, I just put more stuff in there. So that's what we did. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard because you want to put all of the things in there, but then you got to pace yourself.
And you know what I did, though? This box is really good for people that are beginners, or for people that want to attract a beginner, because there's also a lot of things in my mermaid box that they're like, I put off the wall stuff in there that you might not think about. Like if you don't have one of these, first of all, I love these, right? These bead trays with the return.
Yes.
I love them, but you don't need this. It's $8 when you're getting started. I put coffee filters in their box. So I always try to teach them the simpler way so they can attract their friends, so their friends are not put off by how much money that we spend on cookies. Because we spend a lot of money. But
so you're like hook, line, and sinker. You're like, get them in and then tell them about the mermaid paintbrushes and the mermaid spoon. So just use coffee filters, but
for real,
now really low budget.
Look at these.
Reel them in.
And then it's even worse, you guys, because I've turned them on to the Dollar Tree on the things you can purchase from the Dollar Tree to use in the cookie world. So they can make their own little things at home and invite their friends. Right?
Again,
because we need more cookie
line
people.
And sinker.
And you need mermaid brushes. Right? You need this.
Exactly.
I didn't even show you my new favorite one for doing that brilliant sparkle. Because by the way, if you don't have this brilliant sparkle, get you some of this. This stuff's awesome, and you're going to want it for Christmas too. This is fabulous. But look at my mermaid duster brush.
Amy. I mean, come on.
I'm telling you. You would die if you saw this room, because I have 2 studios going, right? Because I have the one where I like to play around at home because I can really veg out here and get creative. And then I have the one where I'm like mass producing stuff at the store. So I've turned into my grandfather who had to have 2 of everything.
2 of everything.
It's crazy. So one day when it's all together in one location, then I can start damaging things and breaking things. But until then, it's like there's one at each place. Right. But the other day I had this moment and I was like, oh, I am so my pap. He had to have 2 of every tool, right? In case something broke and you were in the middle of it. Right. I feel the same way.
That's hilarious.
Royal icing's only going to be wet for so long. I have to have what I have to have when I need it. It's just the thing.
It's a necessity in a story.
That's right. All right. So anybody want to say anything else, or are you good to go? I want to say thank you to both of you for agreeing to come on, since you had no idea
this was
what
so
would be
fun.
happening.
This was fun.
Now, I did invite another special guest, and she didn't make it tonight. She was going to be a surprise for the 2 of you. But so we'll do that another time. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you're very good friends with her. But she couldn't make it tonight. I didn't give her enough notice, I don't think. So we'll have her another night.
Now it makes me wonder how good of a friend she is, because
I know. What is this? They're busy? What the heck?
She didn't get the invite till today, so I don't even know if she's technically seen it yet. But since she didn't pop on here, I'm going to guess she couldn't make it, but I can't wait until we can get her together. Because one night, you guys, what I would really like to do is have a cookie round table and bring as many of us online at one time as we can, and then just have like a speed game and then a set of questions or something fun. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's the pressure. It's going to start building. Oh, it very well could be Katrina.
Was it Katrina? Miss Katrina.
She's not going to tell us.
I'm not going to tell because I'm better at keeping secrets than April.
I was going to say she's probably better at keeping secrets than me.
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm the worst.
So bad.
I would love to have Katrina on, though, because she and Carrie have been making all of my cutters for my special classes on like the Tuesday things. They've been doing all that. So I would love for them to come on and just talk about their cutters. So maybe soon.
So it wouldn't be Marlon, because I don't know her very at all.
I don't know her very well at
all. Level.
I'm not going to spill it.
Whatever. Why you're those people that put on Facebook, I'm having a really bad day today, don't ask. Why are you putting that on
Facebook?
Stop
totally
doing
not
that.
Me, because I don't have bad days. I also throw
No,
those
I'm
out
saying
the
that's
window.
equivalent to the people that do that.
Do
You're
that?
doing this whole, we had a special guest for you, but I'm not going to tell you.
I'm expecting.
Sorry, bye guys.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about it. Have a good night. Bye.
April, I've seen you do that. Cameo's the only one here that's not guilty of that. Oh yeah.
Whatever. I'll sit here and agonize over it.
No, we'll just do something fun soon. And I'm up seriously whenever you guys want to decorate or hit Christmas stuff. When you're in the Christmas mode, call me. I'm ready.
Halloween.
It's
Halloween.
I do have
Sorry.
a few Halloween things coming, Cameo.
I'll get Christmas. It'll get there, but I'm until actually the day after Halloween, because that's also a holiday, but like the day after that I'm good. I can do Christmas after that. But until that point it's Halloween. Sorry.
Fall. I'm gonna hit fall first, and then Halloween, and then just a smidge of Thanksgiving, and then I'm hitting Christmas. Like my schedule's already overbooked. I don't think I can get enough extra stuff in there.
I don't like Thanksgiving.
Isn't that your middle name though? Amy Extra Hicks?
And it probably is. Someone's probably calling me that right now. They know. And the only thing we didn't touch on tonight, y'all, is wafer paper. But wafer paper is coming into my Halloween cookie sets, just so you know, because I had them buy that 100-pack sheet. So I'm trying to make sure that they use it all throughout the year, so they don't have something they did not use. So Halloween is going to see some wafer paper accents.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for coming on tonight. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and all the positive comments. April, thank you again for the boxes.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
And you guys hang with me for a minute. I'm going to end the broadcast and then just stay on the line for a sec, okay? Bye, guys. You have a great night. Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Bye, guys.